So, friends, it's hard to get under my skin, but sometimes people still manage to do it. It's like, a guy who robbed the only grocery store in the village and then goes around telling everyone, can you believe it? People keep stealing food. Now people can't buy anything, can't feed their kids, what bastards. And he's the one who stole everything himself. So just imagine a character like that, but on the international stage. Of course, you remember old Joe, good old US President Joseph Biden, who kept promising us help, but actually gave us very little. And his son, Hunter, who became famous for all the wrong reasons, facing drug charges and all sorts of other accusations in the US. So now, all of a sudden, he's jumped back into big politics. I don't know if he's trying to impress Trump or replace his dad. But this time, he spoke out specifically about Ukraine. He called us a snake pit of corruption. A country with terrible, just awful corruption. He basically trashed Ukraine completely. It's scary. Honestly, I think only Ukrainians have the right to criticize Ukraine. Or those who have suffered because of us. For example, Russians. But Hunter Biden criticizing Ukraine for corruption? Let me remind you, back in the day, the Minister of Ecology under Yanukovych, Mykola Zlochevsky, who as Minister of Ecology in Azarov's cabinet was in charge of distributing all the gas and oil fields, licenses for extraction, and everything else, created a huge company, an entire empire called Burisma, and allocated a ton of fields to himself. Naturally, after the Maidan, he was grabbed by the collar and dragged to account. And then things started to get really weird. Vice President Joseph Biden flew to Kyiv, met with Poroshenko, and talked with Nabu. And at Burisma, they created a new supervisory board, which included Hunter Biden. They say he was making $1 million a year. That's not true. He wasn't making $1 million a year, but $1,200,000, because his salary was $100,000 a month. He's far removed from all of this. He's far removed from the Ukraine. He's far removed from the energy sector. He's far removed from oil and gas extraction. But you can't really call that corruption, right? When the vice president sends his own son and he's put in such a cushy position, he doesn't understand anything about it, but he gets over $1 million a year. And Burisma gets out from under criminal cases and ends up in the hands of Zlochevsky's children. By the way, there was also the biggest bribe in Ukraine's history at Nabu. They caught him, and he sorted out his issues too. He gave part of the money to the armed forces of Ukraine, then the case was closed. Alright? So, to call things by their proper names, there is a fact of insane corruption involving the Biden administration, with his son participating in Ukraine. I'm not going to touch on those Ukrainian politicians who were involved in this right now. It's a total mess over there, because some people from the then president's circle improved it, some were shouting that they needed to share, others, on the contrary, were yelling, let's not get involved in this, let's expose him. That's not the point. The point is, of all people, Hunter Biden, when it comes to corruption in Ukraine, he should just keep his mouth shut and never open it. Otherwise, the criminal case will be opened, and just for laughs, Trump might even extradite him. Sitting in a Ukrainian prison is much worse than in the US. Friends, for more details about what's going on, check out my Telegram channel, Sazon Official, and my Facebook page, Kyrylo Sazonov. Tomorrow morning, I'll definitely share some material about the situation in Hollywood. Things are really bad there. It's a tough situation. And it's not simple. Don't be quick to label someone as having run away. Don't be quick to say someone made a mistake. The situation is really messed up, and it's very tough. And it's not a given that our firefighters from the 225th, Oleg Shryayev's team, will be able to handle it this time. We're just praying for the assault guys who are trying to fix the situation right now. And we're getting ready for a lot of bad news. I'll give more details in the morning. There's plenty of information. I just can't say right now what should be published, what... Let it stay off the record for now. Subscribe to the Telegram channel, follow the Facebook page, whatever you use. The links are in the video description. Subscribe to this channel. Everything will be Ukrainian.